All right, this next page looks at career options and kind of the potential for growth in the next coming years. So review the following flashcards to learn more about the industries and occupations that are expected to gain and lose jobs between. So we're looking at years 2006 to 2016. So as you consider your different career options, we talked about one of those factors is demand. So this is going to show us the different fields that have increasing demand. So in this first chart, you'll see that this is showing us the service providing industry. So these are all service type jobs. And it shows you the growth in millions from 1996 to 2006, and then the projected growth from 2006 to 2016. So again, this chart kind of shows growth in education and health from 1996 to 2006 and what it's projected to do in 2006 to 2016. So you'll see that there's projected to be some significant growth in education and health services, also some in professional and business services, and then as you go down the line, there's going to be less and less growth available in those jobs. So kind of interesting. And then on the back of this flip card, if you want to look at it more closely, that service providing industries are expected to account for approximately 15.7 million new wage and salary jobs during that time period. The next card shows us growth in terms of the goods producing industry. So we have construction, natural resources and mining, agriculture, and manufacturing. So you'll see that some of these areas, so like agriculture and manufacturing, are expected to lose jobs, and construction and natural resources and mining are expected to have some increase. Natural resources, very little. Construction, you can see drop significantly, but still some increase in those areas as well. Let's see, the back of this card says employment and construction is expected to increase. There is some demand for commercial instruction. Overall employment in the super sector will decline. So altogether in this area of jobs, they're looking at a potential decline. This next chart shows us the percent change in employment in occupations projected to grow fastest. So these are the different types of jobs that are projected to grow fastest. You'll see at the top here it says network systems and data communications analysts. So anything computer science related basically would cover this top growing field. So if you're interested at all in computer sciences, that might be a good area for you to go into. Personal and home care aides, home health aides, you can kind of read down on this list. Here's some more computer software engineers, a lot of like computer science based careers up in the top there. This next chart looks at occupations with the largest numerical increases in employment. Again, projected 2006 to 2016. So registered nurses are on the rise, retail salespersons, customer service. So you can read on down this list. Receptionists and information clerks, not so much. So again, just kind of glance through this list and kind of see if any of these interest you. Maybe look more towards the upper end here if you're trying to get ideas on potential careers. Okay, and this last chart here shows us occupations with the largest numerical decreases in employment projected. So again, these are jobs that are going to have the largest decreases. So stock clerks, cashiers, packers, file clerks, farmers and ranchers. These are all projected to be on the decline. And it's kind of interesting when you think about why that is. For me, when I saw the word checkers right away, I think of those self-checkouts that are going up in Walmarts all across the nation and King Soopers. And so that's one reason that these are declining, is because of the technological advances and changes in business practices are different reasons why these occupations are on the decline. This next discussion is also one of your assignments, career research. So for this discussion, you are to choose 2 professions that interest you and look them up on the Bureau of Labor and Statistics website. So here's a link right here. If you have no idea where to begin, go to a career planning website such as Career Compass, or do a keyword search for career planning to match your interests with different occupations. So be thinking about the career that you might want to pursue. Write a discussion post outlining the job title, the job training, education requirements, average salary you can expect to earn, and other related occupations for each of those professions that you chose. Also, rate the job on 3 of the following factors that are important to you in making a career choice. So you're going to rate these on job satisfaction, quality of life, income, security, demand, all those things that we said you need to take into consideration is what you're going to use to rate the job that you found and you chose to use. You might want to use this salary calculator on the next page to help you with finding out how much you could potentially earn with a job. So how much money do people make in their various jobs? This can be a tricky question, but because compensation varies based on where you live and your level of education. Try calculating the typical salaries of workers in the following occupations. So this is a kind of a salary calculator, and they give you some different occupations to search and where to search them. So for instance, if we do accountant in New York City, state, New York, and go. So this will calculate the earning potential for that career based on where you live. So where you live, I think we're going to notice here, is going to reflect a lot on our potential salary. So it shows us that the median range for an accountant in New York City is around $50,000. Okay, and then now let's do the same search and looking at Birmingham, Alabama. So now I have the same job search, accountant. Now we're searching in Birmingham, Alabama. So let's see what the potential salary earnings is here. So we said the median in New York was $50,000, and we can see that the median in Alabama is about $41,000. So where you live is going to have a huge impact on your potential earnings for that career. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about where you want to live and the career that you're wanting to pursue. Let's look at some of these questions at the bottom of your page. So where did the accountant make more money, and why do you think that is? So obviously they made more money in New York City, and that's probably because it costs a lot more to live in New York City than it does in Birmingham. So the cost of living in New York City is a lot more expensive than what it costs to live in Birmingham, Alabama. So that basically means that your job is going to pay more just because it costs more to live in that city anyways. If you search the rest of these, you'll notice that some occupations listed an hourly wage while others listed a salary. So sometimes this is a distinction between tradition and custom. In general, salaried workers are more often expected to work beyond 40 hours a week when the job requires it. So no matter how many hours you're putting in that week, you're getting paid that same fixed salary. But you could still divide that out into an hourly rate. So by dividing the salary by the number of hours worked, you can figure out what your hourly rate was then for that week. Okay, why do you think the cashier makes less money than other occupations? So when we do this search, you're going to notice that the cashier makes significantly less money. And in general, the more education the position requires, the greater the pay. That's kind of a general fact about careers. Other factors include occupational hazards. Dangerous jobs tend to pay a little bit more. Level of responsibility. And as we've seen, the cost of living in the city where you live. So these are all factors that can influence your income. The education the position requires, occupational hazards, level of responsibility, and the cost of living in the city. You do not have to complete this project that's on the next page, but it would be a good idea to kind of look over it. It's just an opportunity for you to maybe interview someone that's in your desired career field and just ask them a few questions about what attracts them to that job, whether they enjoy that job, how they would rate their quality of life, and so on, just to kind of see if that's really a field you might be interested in. You also do not need to complete this journal entry over the road to financial security. So this is kind of stuff we'll talk about during our Class Connect, so you do not have to complete this journal. You do however, have to take the quiz over this section. So you could access that quiz now and get it knocked out.